everybody, my name is Cogline3639. Welcome back to another video. Today in this one's going to be another card analysis video, and in this one we'll be covering the new Chaos support cards that will be coming out in Photon Hypernova, which doesn't have an official TCG release date just yet. Yeah, I was just about to go to bed and then I saw these get announced technically, and I'm like, yeah, I do have to make a video on this. So yeah, so we'll be just covering the new cards in this, and then I'll be giving you my opinions on the new cards as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alrighty, now on to the monsters themselves. Starting off with Chaos Witch, which is a level 4 Dark Spellcaster effect monster with 1500 attack and 1500 defense. You can only use one of the first and second effect card name once per turn, and only once per turn. So basically just you can only use one of the effects per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate either of these cards' effects except for light and dark synchro monsters. Okay, interesting. So it immediately locks you no matter what. You contribute this card, special summon 2 Black Beast tokens, which are Fiend Dark level 2, 1000 attack, 500 defense. I mean, that ain't great, because this has to be on field, so if you have to like waste your normal then tribute just to get 2 tokens, I don't think that's that great, especially like just level 2 itself. I feel like if the tokens were like, I don't know if this is that great, just because you have to tribute it off the field. I feel like you would just rather just keep the monster itself. Then if this card is banished from your hand or graveyard, you can special summon 2 White Beast tokens, which are Fairy Tuner Light level 2, 500 attack and 1000 defense. Now that is more interesting to me because it summons tokens that are tuners first off, and if it just gets banished from your hand or graveyard, which is a lot more easier to do than tributing it off the field, you get the tokens and their tuners, and you don't have to waste a monster on field to get tokens on the field. So I feel like this effect is so much more better than the first effect, especially since the tokens are tuners. So very interesting. It shouldn't be hard to banish this card either because of Chaos. Chaos just have ways to banish stuff. So this shouldn't be that hard. So very interesting card to start us off here. Now we go to Shell of Chaos, which is a level 4 Dark Machine special summon effect monster with 1600 attack and 0 defense. Cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summon with a card effect. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Very interesting there. You can banish 1 light monster from your hand or graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monster from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for light and dark synchro monsters. So, locks you into the synchro monsters there. But being able to banish a light from hand or graveyard is very interesting because most of the Chaos have to have something in graveyard for them to banish. These ones actually just want to banish from their hand instead, so make sure they're actually somewhat viable as well. So very interesting there. And then, but it has to be a light, so it can't be light or dark. And second effect here is if this card is special summoned, target one of your banished Core of Chaos, special summon it. Now we haven't got to Core of Chaos, so we will see how good this effect is once we get to it. And then its third effect here is if this face-up card leaves the field, banish it. So basically like the Flunderies guys there. So very interesting there. And then we now go to Core of Chaos. So this is the one that Shell of Chaos can special summon from the banished area. It's a level 2 Light Thunder special summon tuner effect monster. Wow. So it's a tuner that's a level 2 light monster with 0 attack and 1600 defense. Cannot be normal summon set, must be special summoned by a card effect. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. So the same condition as the Shell of Chaos. You can banish 1 dark monster from your hand or graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, and then you're locked into the synchro monsters, which is interesting. So this one banishes the light and this one banishes the dark, which is very interesting. And then it has the second effect of this card is special summon. Target one of your banished Shells of Chaos, special summons them. So basically these just reoccur them to make it looks like to be a Synchro 6. Yep. Going to be a Synchro 6 that you're going to be able to make off this. So probably one of the new Chaos Synchro monsters are going to be level 6. So very interesting there just to get a free 6, especially if you banish, because they can banish each other and then special summon back themselves. So that's going to be interesting as well. And then it has the same third effect. The face-up card leaves the field, banish it instead. Very, very interesting. We have On to our next one here, we have Mind Tuner, which is a level 3 light psychic tuner effect monster with 200 attack and 2100 defense. Immediately what stands out here, it's a level 3 that's a psychic. That's an emergency teleport target to start you off straight away. As long as it's, before, who knows if E-Tele gets hit next list, right? You can only use one of the effects of this card name per... you only use the first effect. Okay, my bad. And it only has one effect, so you can only activate one of these effects, so you have the option between either or. You can banish one light and or dark monster from your hand or graveyard. Increase or decrease its levels by the number of banish until the end of the turn. That is very, very, very interesting because of the fact... because you have like monsters that want to trigger in the graveyard, so being able to banish them, get their effects and stuff like that, especially with this being a tuner, that does somewhat conflict with this guy because the tokens he summoned are tuners as well, so very interesting there. And then its other one you can activate is target up to 2 banished monsters, 1 light and dark, return them to the graveyard, and if you do, increase or decrease this card's level by the number returned until the end of the turn. Very interesting there as well because that can reoccur stuff back into your graveyard. Both are very decent for increasing and decreasing levels and stuff, so very decent card there. And it's emergency teleport target as well. Now on to the last effect monster here. We have Chaos Mirage Dragon, a level 4 light worm tuner effect monster with 1600 attack and 600 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. So you can target one banished light or dark monster, special summon to your field, but its effects are negated. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for light and dark synchro monsters. Very, very interesting there, just being on the field effect. Target one of your banished guys, special summon it, especially with this being a tuner as well, is very, very interesting. Just being able to go into a free synchro summon is very nice. Then the second effect here is if it's sent to the graveyard as synchro material, target cards your opponent controls up to the number of other materials used for the synchro summon, banish them. That is interesting. So other materials, so you're guaranteed going to get one banish off this guy, but depending on what if you use more if you use more synchro materials, you get more banishes. Especially if you can synchro summon with this guy during your opponent's turn to get the interruption, that could be very nice as well. An interesting card there. Now on to the synchro monsters here. We have Chaos Archifiend, a level 8 Dark Fiend synchro effect monster with 2500 attack and 1800 defense. It requires 1 light tuner and 1 non-tuner dark monsters. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. So its first effect here is it gains 2000 attack during a turn a card is banished. That's interesting. Chaos, they're going to banish a lot anyway, so this is guaranteed. But if your opponent banishes a lot as well, you're guaranteed going to have a 4500 body on your field at all times, which is very interesting. So nice gain attack boost. Oh, my bad. Did not mean to click the picture there. So very interesting attack boost that we have there. Just making sure everything's good. Yep, we're good. Okay, and then second effect of this card. This card can attack all opponent's monsters once each. Also, monsters destroyed by battle with this card are banished instead of being sent to the graveyard. Okay, so it can attack all monsters once each, all monsters once each, and then banish them if they destroy by battle, which is interesting. That effect of being able to attack every monster is very nice. And then the third effect here is if this card in its owner's control leaves the field by their opponent. Doesn't even need to be a card effect, just by their opponent. Interesting. This might be something that maybe changes like to card effect in the TCG, but if this stays, just leaves the field by an opponent, that could be interesting. You can spell summon 1 Chaos Synchro monster from your extra deck, except for himself. Okay, very interesting. I feel like there's very little Chaos Synchro monsters right now. Like, we have the ones here, and then we have Chaos Ruler, but like that's like the only ones I can really think of right now. So very interesting just to see. I don't think it's that great. There's really nothing going for it except for its third effect, which you have to wait for your opponent to do something to it. So very interesting to see the least. Now on to Chaos Beast, which is a level 6 Dark Fiend Synchro effect monster with 2,000 attack and 1,800 defense. It requires 1 light tuner and 1 non-tuner dark monster, which is the same materials as this guy. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name once per turn. So it gains 1,000 attack during a turn a card is banished, which, okay, very interesting. So instead of being 2k, it goes up to 3k during your turn. And then if your opponent banishes or you banish during your opponent's turn, it becomes a 3k as well. Interesting. I don't know. It's fine, I guess. Going up to 3k is always going to be good. Its second effect here is you can target one of your banished light or dark monsters, add it to your hand. That is very interesting. Just to reoccur stuff back to your hand from the banished area is always going to be nice. So very interesting, probably decent effect here for the Synchro monster there. And then the third effect here, if this card is in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, banish one light or one light and one dark monster from your hand and or graveyard except this card, special summon this card. Now, that is interesting because Chaos Roller has the same effect, but Chaos Roller can do it the same turn it's sent to the graveyard. I feel like they finally learned, let's make sure this doesn't do the same thing Chaos Ruler is doing right now. Even though Chaos Ruler right now is better than this, like Mill 5 is always going to be better than just adding one of your banished cards. But like they just made sure, like, yeah, we're going to make sure you can't do it the same turn it's sent to the graveyard. So that, I find that to be hilarious. So they're learning from Chaos Ruler there. And now on to the normal trap card, Chaos Phantasm. Only has one effect. You can target 2 of your banished monsters that has a level. 1 light tuner and 1 level 8 or lower dark non-tuner. Return both of them to the graveyard and then special summon 1 light or dark synchro monster from your extra deck whose levels equal those monsters' total level. So basically being able to synchro summon from the banished area. I guess that's fine. This is a way to, get this guy, or well, let me see, it's sent to the graveyard. Ooh, that's an interesting ruler. So this has an effect where it can be sent to the graveyard to banish, but does this count towards it? That it's interesting. If it does count towards it, then you have a way for the interruption to banish opponent's monsters or cards and stuff like that. So that could be interesting, but it just depends on how that ruling is there. But yeah, that's it for the entire new Chaos cards here. Now let's get into my opinion. So, is the new Chaos support cards good? It's alright. I feel like the main monsters do have something going for them, but like the Synchro monsters don't really do much. Like, yeah, the level 6 can add a banished card from one of your light or dark monsters from banished back to your hand, but like, besides that, they're really doing nothing. I like the idea of the trap being able to synchro summon from your banished area is also going to be very, very good. And then some of the monsters, the Chaos monsters that are able to banish from hand or graveyard is always, I feel like those are like the first Chaos monsters that are able to do that and could be something in the in the future they can consider for Chaos. But overall, I don't think it's going to do anything, I don't think it's going to go, shoot it up to tier 1 or anything. But again, it's not elite. There's decent cards to this. And I feel like if you can build upon it, maybe you have something. But just right now, there really isn't much there. Those Synchro monsters aren't really like that great. Like Chaos Ruler comes up to mind as like one of the best Synchro monsters. But besides that, like the other Synchro monsters they have don't really do anything. So yeah, so with that is it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.